No. Cut that out. No.
John Denver.
Get that crap out of here.
It's John Denver, dude.
Cut it
I just
out.
want to listen, I love the state of West Virginia. You can drive 70. You can go 70 on their highways. It's wonderful. It's John Denver, dude.
Let me interrupt you for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Orange fans of all ages, it's your boy, the Syracuse Water Boy, and I'm here to talk not to Orange fans, not to Orange Nation, because we already know the deal. We already know what's going on. You know, every season, it seems like every year comes March, and we have to apologize. We have to apologize for being in the tournament. You know what? I'm done apologizing. I'm not going to say I'm sorry. You know, I'm talking to you, America, right now. We're not sorry. We won't apologize for getting into March Madness. We won't apologize for ruining your precious little tournament. Oh, I don't like Syracuse. They're 2-3 zone. Oh, their coach is an old curmudgeon. Wah! Shove it up your ass. We're here, and we're taking over because we got a Hall of Fame head coach and his smiling offspring who is a walking, living, breathing bucket. The kid is automatic, and I'm talking about Buddy effing Boeheim. Hey, see you later, West Virginia. Sorry. Adios, San Diego State. You know what, Houston? You got a freaking problem on your hands, and that problem is wearing orange. So let's go!
It would be horrible for this for that intro if Houston just went out and whooped the hell out of you guys.
Listen, man, you gotta have confidence. Play with some confidence.
I'm a Giants fan, man. I don't have a lot. Yeah, dude. Woo! Yeah, he looked good.
Look good. I'm sorry, sir. Good. I'm gonna need better than that on you. I'm gonna bring your energy level up. He looked freaking amazing. Kid is automatic.
So give me some stats. I watched a good chunk of the West Virginia game, but give me some stats. I am trying to become a reformed Syracuse fan because honestly, I haven't been watching a lot of
Billy Boy back in. Billy Boy is from Elmira originally. Elmira Express. Hey, shout out Ernie Davis. Trying to bring him back. Into the fold. And now is the perfect time. Come on the bandwagon, buddy. Rock the orange. It looks, that pasty pale white skin in the wintertime, it pops. It looks amazing.
But it does. It does go well with orange.
You want some stats? I will feed you. The last 4 games, 2 games in the ACC tournament, 2 games in the March Madness NCAA tournament, Buddy has scored 27, 31, 30, and 25. He's shooting, his worst game was against West Virginia, 3-point percentage, 46. We've got 70 against San Diego State, 62% against Virginia, 50% against NC State. Hey, the kid's averaging like 28 points a game. He's a walking bucket. He's automatic. We haven't seen a run like this and someone being this on since Jerry McNamara in the 2006 Big East tournament. Like you just know what's happening. He's taking over at the perfect time. He's the best shooter in the nation, hands down.
Dude, I you know what? I honestly feel like that might be true right now. He is absolutely on fire. I do wonder, can this all right, well, hold on. We got a streamer here. Who's Sean?
I have no idea. Keep it moving.
Hey, guys.
What's up?
Hey-o!
So you have no idea who I am, but I'm one of the I've worked with Seth Kamens and Randy for a while. So we've been on Back Sports page for quite a bit. Syracuse fan. Yep. I host the Seth and Sean Sports Radio show earlier today.
Oh, okay.
So you want stats? I'll give you stats.
All right.
6 decades of Jim Boeheim making the tournament. He's never had a losing season in 45 years. That is an unbelievable accomplishment. 45 years, never a losing season. Let me tell you that Kentucky this year, the #1 recruiting class in the country, had a losing season. Duke went 500 this season.
Don't get me started on Duke. Don't bring up that evil.
I'm just saying, 5-star recruits, and they go 500. Boeheim is underappreciated by myself and everybody else, and one of the top 20 coaches of all time. And you cannot beat the zone on the second half of a back-to-back weekend. They get through Houston this week. They get through Houston on Saturday night. Syracuse will be heading to the Final Four because the back end of an NCAA tournament weekend, historically, unless they are playing an ACC team, or a Big East team back in the day, Syracuse does not lose at all. So I'm just giving you from the guy that went to both undergrad and to law school, invested 7 years in that S right there. There is no better school. There are no better fans, and we rock the dome. The dome may be old, but you know what? You put 35,000 people in that dome, there's nothing better. So I just wanted to log on, give my 2 cents, and go Cuse. And I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, man, love it, dude. Because I'm very singularly focused on football. So this is
I'm so sorry to hear that these days.
This is an education for me. Tell me about it. Thank God. I wanted Deshaun Watson to go to the Giants. So we'll get to we're gonna have a disclaimer sort of towards the end about that, but kind of thankful that's not happening. Unfortunately, we have Daniel Jones, so whatever. But this is good because this is getting me. This is like I'm being like baptized in a pool of orange, getting back into my Syracuse fandom, which I've been out of.
To the dome, I will baptize you in the dome trough myself.
Actually, you have to do what you have to do is a jump. It's called the stomp outside the dome, which basically makes you feel like you are in Star Wars. It is a rite of passage for anybody that goes to Syracuse. First of all, you cannot go to a game in the fall because that happens maybe 3 times a year that it's good weather. If you're going to go to a Syracuse game, it must be in 4 feet of snow, walking at least a mile each way in your boots while everybody else is in a T-shirt because they've been in that snow for the entire semester. So,
dude, a T-shirt. You're talking to the guy who's 35 years born and raised in Syracuse. I walk up the damn hill in a kilt. T-shirt.
There is a picture of me with a 3-foot pile of snow next to me, a barbecue, shorts, no shirt, and grilling outside my house at Syracuse, my junior year of college. So yeah, if it's 45 degrees in Syracuse, you're grilling. You don't need shorts. Yeah, you put on a bathing suit and you put out the wading pool. I mean, opening day is the greatest thing in the world because it means spring might be here. But I wanted to log on, say hi, and wish you guys – this is a great show. I've listened every once in a while to you guys. You guys do a great job. And I'll be listening more, and go Cuse.
Let's go, Orange.
Thanks a lot, Sean. Give Seth my best. I had a good time with Seth in New York like 5 years ago. Love that guy.
We'll do, Bill. We'll do. All right, guys.
Thanks.
Great job.
Yep. All right, and that was Sean from Seth and Sean. They've been with Backsports Page from the jump. That is like a Backsports Page OG. I actually hosted a podcast with his podcast partner at an event by David Tyree in 2016. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, their show is really good. Those guys are pros, Tony. They're not a lot of ums in their sentences, but it's cool of him to hop on. Now we're bringing another Syracuse guy on. This guy, talk about 7 years. This guy has devoted his entire life to the Syracuse Orange. His video wasn't on for some reason. Come on, Keith.
Adorable.
Oh my God. Yeah. You and the lady there, you and the baby mama. So, all right. This is one of my oldest friends. Him and I have been friends since the 8th grade. So that is 1998, I think. So, no further ado, the good lawyer, Anthony, whatever the hell your middle name is, Keach. I think it's Paul or Pete or something. But this is Tony. You guys, like Sean, share an absurd love of Syracuse. And again, selfishly, this is for me. I need to be baptized in orange, and this is.
I'll throw you in that trough.
This is good for me.
You know I can physically manhandle you and put you in that trough.
Yep. All right, Keach, can you hear me?
Yep. Am I on?
Yep, you're on, bud.
Hey, judging by the profile picture, you clearly outkicked your coverage, so good job on that.
Dude, he kicked it. He kicked it like outside of the stadium. It's actually, you know what he did? You remember when Albert Pujols hit that home run against the Houston Astros off of Brad Lidge, and it went out of Minute Maid Park, and it's still somewhere in the orbit? That's kind of where Keach is right now.
Yeah. Look at us, just 3 average, goofy-looking dudes who just outkicked their coverage. Good for us. We're living the life.
I'm telling you, good hamstrings on us for kicking the ball as far as we do. But all right, buddy, we're not going to get to your horrible Aaron Rodgers take today, but we will have you on in the future so you can give us that. But you gotta explain to me why I should get back on the Syracuse Orange basketball train and talk. And you and Tony can talk, and I can take notes about why Syracuse is going to beat Houston and why our other guest, Sean, says if they get past Houston, they are in the Final Four.
All right, man. So first, without further ado, I've been waiting on this Rip It ever since I picked it up from the dollar store over the weekend. So I got to take it back to 2004 in Iraq here.
Dude, I wish your camera was on. You can't see you drinking the Rip It, dude.
Oh, man. I'll turn the camera on just to humor you guys. Give me a second here.
There he is.
All right. Oh, what's up, buddy?
Oh, yeah. Clearly outkicked his coverage. Look at this guy. Yep.
He's also 5'3". There it is. That's a Rip It. So for people that don't know, Anthony and I, well, Keach and I should say, are also were in the Army together. Kind of coincidentally got stationed at Fort Bragg. So he is drinking what is known as a Rip It. That is an energy drink of the lowest standard given to every single military person by the case. You couldn't walk more than 6 feet in Iraq without a Rip It cooler being closed. So
might have had more Rip It's than water there.
Hey, thank you for your service. You guys are real American heroes.
Yeah, we're real Chris Kyle and whoever that guy is from Norman Hoot or whatever from Black Hawk Down. That's him and I.
Sergeant Bill Kegel got an extreme paper cut filing in the
Dude,
overseas office.
You do not realize how hard it is to get magenta toner cartridges all the way from Office Max to the Middle East. Dude, it is impossible. It is stressful. You have not seen what I've seen, dude. The paper shredder broke, and we had to replace it. You know,
I've got to give Kegel his due with the filing, though, helping me out on the filing cabinet there in the 82nd for what were we back there for about 5 months working on that.
Yeah, it was terrible.
So
it was a while.
It's tough stuff, man.
It is. That's the kind of stuff we do. We had multiple paper cuts. I should have got a Purple Heart for all the paper cuts I got. I got a file folder cut, Tony. That was terrible. You think a paper cut's bad? Get a file folder cut.
Why do I feel like at the end of like your service or whatever, you just took like the printer out back and shot it like Office Space style?
Yeah. We well, I marched on it because I'm a patriot. But yeah, it was terrible. So anyway, all right, Keach, this is his first time being on a podcast. So we'll let Keach get a little acclimated here. So basically, Keach, what you know more than anything is Syracuse basketball and the law. So explain to me why the rest were trying to F the Orange.
Well, I mean, it goes back to Boeheim. They just don't like Boeheim. The NCAA has it out for Boeheim. They just think he's, smug, and anytime they can kind of get one on Boeheim, they'll try to do it. I mean, the officiating was pretty good in the first half. The second half, though, I mean, Gerard's got to do a better job and not turn the ball over, which will definitely help. But, it's just Syracuse basketball. That is what it is. You're not going to get a lot of the calls going your way in a game. So,
well, the biggest thing with the calls, too, that kills me is that we have Dolezaj playing out of position. He's 6'10", like maybe 205 pounds if he has Twin Trees pizza before the game. Poor guy's undersized, just getting bullied and destroyed, and they call every weak little foul on him. The guy's giving up 30, 40 pounds, and it's like if he sneezes on a guy, they blow the whistle every time.
Yeah, they gave him the two charge calls in the beginning there, but the second half, I mean, it was the one they're going in right at the half when they pick up the third, and then the fourth one. I mean, those last two were ridiculous. So
yeah, I love Doley for it.
Foul out.
Yeah, I love Doley for it too, but it's also his biggest weakness where he's always looking to take the charge. Like sometimes it's like, just let it go, man. But he always wants to put his body on the line. Nobody hits the deck more than that guy. And then on top of it, like, I think he played 12, 13 minutes with 4 fouls in the second half. Like, absolutely. People don't understand. It does not show up in the box score how crucial that kid is to our team. Defensively wise, with his shifts, offensively wise, for distributing the ball, doing all the little things, like the entire team just works through Dolezaj, which is insane as an undersized center who should be a power forward who also plays like a European point guard.
Absolutely. I mean, his versatility there and his basketball IQ, it's kind of similar to Draymond Green with the Warriors as to what he brings to the table. I mean, he's got to be in the game. They can't afford to lose Dolezaj. He's the one person they can't afford to foul out. Buddy Buckets is another one there. Can't afford to have him foul out. I mean, they need those two people to be in there as to what they bring on the offensive defensive end, but also more importantly, just their basketball IQ and just the natural flow of the game.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest things lately that's not getting talked about enough is the point guards rebounding out of the zone. Like Joe Girard, I think he had 5 or 6 boards in the last game. Like for your point guard to do that, and that's key too, especially against the zone. Teams are going to try to shoot over the top a lot of 3-pointers. You're going to get those long rebounds. It's big that we don't give them second chance points, and Girard rebounding like he has lately has been huge.
Absolutely. Anytime Syracuse can grab any type of defensive rebounds is huge, because that's, always been the Achilles heel of the zone. And I think what were we somewhere around, I don't even know, maybe in the 300 or something in defensive rebounding. We're always one of the lowest teams in defensive rebounding, but we've definitely played more up to par here in the tournament so far.
So is there a team that you guys are nervous about? Say, like, hypothetically, you do get past Houston, and then you guys, play a team that is above average shooting team. And like you just said, Keach, that the zone is really exposed by teams that can shoot really well. Outside of like Gonzaga, who's another team you guys are a little nervous to see in the Elite Eight or even the Final Four?
For me, it's only Gonzaga. Watching those guys play, they're so proficient, and it's just the way they move the ball, the way they shoot, they literally seem like the perfect team. Like you have to be on your A+ game, and hopefully they play their C game, which they never do, to beat them. Honestly, like, and maybe I'm a homer, fine, whatever, guilty as charged, but Gonzaga is the only team that worries me.
I got to agree with that. I've got to say Gonzaga's the only team that worries me. I mean, in our bracket right now, I mean, we've got Houston. I love playing teams that aren't familiar with the zone. Houston's another team that's not going to be familiar with the zone. And, I'll give credit to Loyola. They strike me as a team kind of similar to Gonzaga, but not all the same firepower that they have. So I'm not as worried about Loyola. Again, another team that hasn't necessarily seen zone. But the reason why I'm scared to play Gonzaga is, what Tony was talking about, their offensive efficiency. I mean, these guys are average. They've got 5 people nearly averaging double figures. In addition to that, I mean, Mark Few, he's been around for a long time. I mean, he's a good coach. I'd rather not go against Mark Few than to go against whoever the coach is. No disrespect to Loyola. I mean, I would not want to match up against Mark Few and that offensive efficiency in the title game against Gonzaga.
And they play so well together. Like, and I know their first round game was against a 16 seed, so yeah, they should kill them. It doesn't matter much, but I want to say like their first 13 buckets had 12 assists off of them. Like that's insane proficiency for a team. They just work so well together, know where everybody else is going to be and how to move the ball around.
So what do you guys think the Syracuse problem was in the regular season leading up until the tournament, where they seemingly have turned it on? Why were they an 11 seed? Like what happened early in the season that isn't happening now, or vice versa? Something that's happening now that wasn't happening earlier in the season.
I think it's just.
Oh, go Tony. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. No. I was just gonna say I think it's just Boeheim's usual MO, where with the COVID season we had less non-conference games. We had the COVID pause where Buddy and Girard both had COVID. We had like 3 weeks off in the end of December. I just think it takes Boeheim a while to find the right lineup, and he hasn't found it until like just about 5 games ago. He's got Robert Braswell coming off the bench playing great. Jesse Edwards manning as the backup center. He's got Kadari Richmond, who's playing with a knee injury and just has looked phenomenal coming in, spelling at the point guard position, and getting Girard to play the natural too. It's just a combo of all those things. And then, of course, Buddy just being scorching hot and a living, walking bucket. I cannot say it enough. Buddy Boeheim is a walking bucket. Automatic.
Go ahead, Keith.
I got to agree with that. I mean, Boeheim's definitely turned it on here ever since the ACC tournament hit. I mean, it's kind of reminiscent of Steph Curry in 2008. Obviously not putting up as many points, but his threes are right there. I mean, I had it written down here somewhere. I think Curry had 8 threes against Gonzaga in that opening round game. I mean, Boeheim hit 6 last game, 7 one game before that. I mean, he's been hitting the threes and definitely has turned it on ever since the ACC tournament. As far as what happened in the regular season, personally, I don't really care what happened during the regular season. I mean, it's almost like it's almost like the San Antonio Spurs model. You get in however you get in, and then you make your mark after you get in. The regular season doesn't really matter. see how well it worked out for Peyton Manning over all the years in the regular season. So,
and it's funny too because from like I say 2005 to 2010, we had much better, deeper, more talented teams, but less postseason results. And now since 2012, we made the Final Four twice, and one of the times was an 11 seed. Like we've won. I think we're 9-2 now as a double-digit seed in the past. What is it, 9 years? That's insane. Like I'd rather be undervalued and looked past and just shock people than to be this high-ranking seed that bows out early. Like it's all about March Madness. Like what do you do in the tournament?
Yeah, I've got to agree with that. I'd almost rather be a higher seed. I think we're 11 this year. I think what is this, the third time we went to the Sweet 16? We were number 11. I remember before, that was the first year of law school in 2016 there. And, that team, I believe, we made it all the way to the final.
Yeah, that team played in the play-in game, too. We had to play an extra game.
That was the Malachi Richards team, right? The Malachi Richardson team, right? That kind of like...
Yep, and Benajay.
Yep. Yeah. I do remember that team. And that was was it Cooney or whatever was real hot that year too? Or am I thinking too far back?
No, Cooney was there. But yeah,
that was the Virginia upset in the Elite Eight, back from the dead on Easter Sunday.
Oh, that was the dude that ended up coaching the Bulls, Fred Hoiberg. Was it Fred Hoiberg that was coaching that Virginia team that was like stacked and everyone thought it was going to win it and you guys upset them? I actually do remember all this.
No,
see, my fandom is
it's always been Tony Bennett
for Virginia.
Yeah, it was Bennett. Yeah, Bennett's
been
there
almost, shit. Maybe I'm terrible at this.
Yeah, Bennett's been there forever. I can't. And Bennett's a good coach, but Syracuse just has their number, it seems like.
Yeah, he is. But yeah, we had back in the day, Bill, when we were stationed together. I mean, Syracuse had we got that number 1 ranking when Onuaku got hurt. I mean, that was definitely our champion. That was definitely our champion. I believe that was our championship year right there. If he didn't get hurt, but we had that year where there were 24, 25-0, and then there was the year 2.
The Tyler Ennis team against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, the Tyler Ennis team where we went to 25-0, I think, until
we went 25-0, and then I think we went like 3-7 down the stretch. After that.
3-7 down the stretch. Game. I mean, so it doesn't really work out with us, winning, 24-0. 20. I mean, the Warriors, they went 24-0, and then they ended up losing NBA championship in 2016. So I'd almost rather just sneak in, undervalued, get 9, 10, 11 seed, and just kind of go from there.
Well, you see it in all sports too. Just look at the Tampa Bay Bucks in the NFL. They won the Super Bowl. They didn't get hot until the end. Like I want to be playing hot at the right time when you get into the tournament. I don't want to just. We saw it with the Colts for many years of Peyton Manning. Start out 11-0, 12-0, and then what happens at the end? They only have 1 Super Bowl ring to show for it. Play your best at the very end when it matters the most. I don't care how you start.
Fred Hoiberg was Iowa State. I don't know why I got those mixed up. Very stupid. Anyway, also on the Peyton Manning point, yeah, they ran into Keach's boy Tommy, so that'll be a problem. Although I love that guy too. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't love Brady. I actually do like that guy. That guy's God, Keach, I really want to get into your Aaron Rodgers thing, but we're going to save it for another week or two. Okay.
You mentioned Brady too, and just look at how the Patriots for so many years they start out 2-2, 1-3, and everyone's like, they're done, they're washed up. Like Belichick knows, like I don't care what we do in September. What do we do at the end? What do we do when it matters the most?
Well, that's the infamous 2014 Chiefs game where everybody was writing all those Brady's done pieces.
Yeah.
That was 7 years ago. Brady has won 3 more Super Bowls since then, 4 more Super Bowls, been to 5 Super Bowls since then. It's ridiculous. Like, I don't know, but I think your point about Syracuse getting in, like, because my all-time favorite college team is the 2010 Syracuse shut it down process team. I love watching that team. They were so fun. I love them in transition. Andy Rottens was such a great fast break point guard. I love that team. Like Wes Johnson
was so good with that anticipation steal too.
Always, he was
pulling up for a 3
the right pass. Yeah, but he always made the right pass or the right decision every time up the floor. I love that team. And so to your point, like Keach, I do agree that like sneaking in there is probably best for them. They're overlooked and nobody sees, at least in this case, nobody sees Buddy Boeheim coming. And I mean, maybe they will in this next game, but can Houston stop him? It doesn't sound like you guys think he will. So
and that's
I don't know. Good news for Syracuse.
teams know he's coming now, and they're playing him tight, and he's still shooting over them. It's not mattering. Like, he's still hitting everything. It's not like they're leaving him wide open. Like, he's fighting hard off of ball screens. He's hitting threes in guys' face. Like, a bucket, a freaking bucket.
Yeah, well, what I like about...
Go ahead, Keith.
I was going to say, what I like about Buddy, though, too, is that he plays so in the rhythm of the game. He's not just, coming down, and even when he's hot, he's not like, let me just jack up a three here. You know, he's coming down. He's got excellent footwork, kind of putting the ball down, maybe do a little jab step. Am I going to drive it? Am I going to wait for the screen to come over? I mean, he's a guy who can get a shot, whatever shot he wants. He wants to take the three, transition three, just pull up three off the screen, pull it inside, go for a mid-range jumper.
That little back down mid-range jumper over shorter guards now, where he backs them down, backs up, fade away. Like, it's so freaking pretty.
It's huge.
And you can tell he's worked on that so much because he did not have that last year.
I like that part of his game. It almost reminds me of, the best mid-range player in Syracuse history is CJ Fair. I mean, he had that mid-range jumper that was just nasty. I mean, I remember when we went to the Final Four, I wish somebody outside of CJ could have made a shot that year. We would have went to the championship. But I mean, that mid-range is crucial, when you need a bucket, and you don't want to just kind of jack up threes when they're playing you out at the line there.
And he's such a student of the game. Like, he's talked about in interviews how him and his dad will just sit back and watch like Pac-12 basketball till like 2 a.m, and he'll study NBA players like Steph Curry and just analyze their shot. Like, you see it in Buddy, like the footwork, the release, like lining up, like everything. Everything is just, it's almost like he's deconstructed it and reconstructed it in his own way. Like, every single motion is just, you can tell he's done it a million times. It's just perfected it.
So I have a question for you guys too. So all this Buddy Boeheim love, what is his prospect as an NBA talent? Like, how does that look?
I think with anything, man, if you could shoot the ball, the NBA will find a spot for you. If you can get that white hot. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be a lottery pick or anything, but there's always a place for someone who can shoot like that.
Yeah, Keith, what do you think?
I mean, he's a junior this year. I see no reason that he's going to be leaving. I fully expect him to come back for a senior year and, kill it again next year. And, maybe he'll work his way up. I'm thinking at least second round. Maybe he'll get into late first round. But I think even if he doesn't, he's certainly going to be able to, I believe, kind of develop into the league, maybe go to the G League or something else. I think he's going to get in. There's teams that could use a 6'6", guard/forward. You can put the ball in the deck, shoot the mid range, shoot the three. I mean, you got people still in the league like Ben Simmons that, this guy's got no jump shot, and kind of teams have figured him out. I mean, if Ben Simmons is still in the league, I'd like to think that Buddy Boeheim can find a spot somewhere in one of the teams in the NBA.
And hell, worst case, man, you can go over to Europe. Like Dievendorf has talked about on his podcast, many other former SU players. Like, I love how some fans knock dudes for going to play in Europe. Like, oh man, you get paid to play basketball, you get to travel the world. Like, oh, cry me a river. Like, sign me up for that lifestyle.
Yeah, sign me up for that. I mean, I studied abroad in Italy when I was at SU, and man, yeah, you can pay me whatever you want. You can pay me $5 and I can go play over in Italy or somewhere in Europe. Absolutely.
Keish and I used to play. So we used to, after work, we both like in the Army. So basically just a quick outline of how the Army works. The Army is basically like you do PT in the morning, then every job is basically a 9-to-5 job. All the support staff jobs, usually a 9-to-5 job. So say hypothetically, I'd get done at 5. So we'd play basketball, from like 6 to 9. And then on the weekends, dude, you and I would put in like time and a half shifts, dude. We would be at that dumpy court by my barracks playing for 10 plus hours. And I will tell you, not because he's on the show, and trust me, I almost killed him twice. He is the best basketball player under 5'3", not named Muggsy Bogues, I've ever seen.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So we'll tell. I'll real quickly, Keith. Then we're gonna let you go. I'm gonna tell 2 stories. So when we were in 10th grade, we had a social studies teacher named Miss Bezeko, who I might be the only person in America that likes her. I don't know if anybody else liked her, dude. I loved her. I thought she was hilarious. Real bitchy. People would open she'd close the window all the time. And anyway, so it would be like 1,000,000 degrees in her class, and she was shutting windows. It drove us nuts. So anyway, Keach copied my homework, copied it wrong, and then wrote it on the board. And she's like, "Oh, whose homework did you copy?" And this I can't drop F words, but this mofo literally goes Kegel. I'm like, really, dude? I'm like, you couldn't just be like, I didn't copy anybody. Literally, he's a rat, man. He's literally Matt Damon in The Departed. So, second one is, we were in the parking lot of my barracks after I got back from the deployment. So I was in slightly nicer barracks, and I had a 2005 Jeep Liberty. Love that car. So Keish was not buckled in because we were not going far. We were going maybe 3 minutes away, right? So I'm going like 10 to 15 miles an hour. I slam on the brakes, and he rifles into the dashboard and into the windshield so hard. And I did not realize that it was going to be that violent. And again, he's like 130 pounds back then, dude. He slammed into it and looked at me like I made him watch like an ISIS beheading video of like a kitten. He looked horrified. Like, what did you do to me? So
that is a good way of putting it. Rifled. That's a good way of putting it.
You were rifled. Yes, you were.
That's the part you focused on, not the ISIS child beheaded. Jesus
I said
Christ.
kitten, dude. Kitten. I would never say child. I'm not a maniac.
I thought you said kitten.
Oh, kitten.
I missed the itten part then.
That's
yes, just as bad. It's a kitten.
I know they're cute, but I couldn't say that about a kid. But dude, he looked at me horrified. It was pretty hilarious. So, yeah, so
you should have protected him and did the mom move where you clothesline your child across the throat like my mom did to me all throughout my childhood and my 20s.
Well, he wasn't mouthing back. That's why I didn't do it. But if he was, it would have backhanded him. But no.
I did mouth back a lot.
Yeah, it's true. My daughter mouths back a lot too, but I can't hit her. That'd be Adrian Peterson of me. Or Tyreek Hill. So whichever one of those animals that I can't, dude. Those are like the two ones I can't forgive, man. I can't forgive. Like I just can't. Like I don't care.
How has everyone just stopped talking about that? They're like, oh, Tyreek Hill is so talented. Like he uppercutted his pregnant girlfriend
in the stomach. In the stomach.
Dude,
you should be in prison forever for that.
I don't care about talented. That's savage. You suck as a human being.
You're a terrible person. Like you literally should not get a second chance.
No,
it's like that.
You can't come back from that, dude. Like
literally cannot come back from that. There's a million things you can come back from. That ain't one of them. So it's like that and voting for Cuomo. Those are the two things you cannot come back from.
If we're out at a bar and I got pissed at you and I uppercutted you, like I could buy you a beer and you could, you could forgive me for that. But like for your pregnant girlfriend, what the?
Terrible person. So. All right. Well, Anthony has some people, or Keach has some people in his former relationships we wish he would have uppercutted. So, without getting specific, not advocating it, but it's she might as well have uppercutted you in your genitalia multiple times.
I'm waiting for the story where technology has advanced so much in surgeries where some dude just decides to get a sex change just so he can punch his girl who's been fucking nagging the hell out of him. I probably shouldn't use the F word, but
yeah, well,
what extreme will you go to? Will you change your gender and get a surgery just to uppercut a chick because she drives you nuts that much?
I'm not that aggressive. I couldn't do it. But
I'm not that patient to go through all of that. I have ADD out the ass.
Bill, what do you think's going to happen first? Do you think that's going to happen that Tony was just talking about, or do you think that somebody in the Army is going to do that so they can get an easier standard of going by the female standards?
Oh, definitely the female.
They've yet to make them. They've yet to make them equal, man. There was something else that just got shot down the other day. So I don't know. Do you think what Tony said is going to happen first? Or do you think someone in the Army is going to change their gender to a female to get the easier physical standards?
I think it'll be the easy PT standards easily.
Toward my argument, there were those two buddies who bet each other like $50K or something like that. They want to get breast implants and keep them for a year, and then both guys ended up getting them. Yeah, you're halfway there already.
Yeah, it's just top half, bottom half.
The bottom half's the hard part, though, man. When you got to slice the hot dog and fold it back.
I saw a cartoon on how that's done, like a medical video, and it was confusing. I'm just like, I don't. I mean, the sensation, I don't understand how that's the same. But listen, I'm all for it. Whatever makes people happy. It helps your mental health. Knock yourself out, right? I don't care. None of that bothers me. I'm very open, but I just don't understand the physicality of it, This has gone off the rails. I'm realizing I'm trying to litigate. Like, wait, so does it feel the same? Does it feel different? How does it feel? Yeah, we shouldn't talk about
just
this
the
anymore.
idea of cutting it and then folding it back. And I don't like horror and gore movies. I'd rather watch Saw and Hostel than ever see how that is done.
Absolutely.
Yes. So
I like my below average Winky, and I want to keep him.
Okay. All right.
The more you know.
Yes, I know. I wish we had that thing going over the top. So
yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right, Keach. So are you barred yet or no?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So he's not a practicing attorney, but he has a law degree from Syracuse, which is not easy to do. To do.
Hey.
I always joke, I've been to so many community colleges that I literally should have a PhD in community college studies. Just a professional, just a doctor of community college.
Hey, you know what? I padded my resume. I'm a doctor and a governor on Twitter. So
that's a good point. That's all that really matters. I mean,
yeah,
you really are. I mean, Tony's probably going to run for governor of the state and then probably have his dog as like the figurehead and just have the dog run the state. It'd be better than what we have going on now. So, but
I just want to get in, and then I'll just hire smarter people, and then I'll just, whatever you need me to say, just write me a script.
Just write you a script. All right. I don't want to get Keach off on this either because he will. This podcast will turn into like 3 Joe Rogan episodes if we get Keach going on politics. So, but all right, buddy. It was good seeing you. I will. I'm sure I'll get a couple novel text messages over the next couple of days from you. He's the longest texter on the planet, too. He will send me novels via text.
He's a lawyer. He's got to argue his point. What the hell,
my God. Yeah, and I'm just like, I'll say like 3 words, and he'll respond to that with, no, I will never do that to him. I'm not that much of an asshole. I just, my thumbs are too lazy, I think. So,
hey, man, you think the text messages are long? Wait until I leave you a voicemail sometime. You won't have to call me back for a week.
I just can't imagine being your girl and you get in an argument with you. Oh my God, the text messages must be absurdly long. He was also a court reporter too. Again, this isn't the I know he's dude. You remember that episode of Chappelle's Show where they had the portable stenographer or whatever, bro? That is you. You remember that skit, Keith?
I don't remember that one. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I'll find it. I'm sorry, buddy. I think I offended
anything.
I live for making.
No, dude, you're good, man.
I love embarrassing Keach. It's legitimately my favorite thing on the planet. So
well, that's because you can't embarrass me. I do it to myself.
No, that's you know what? You're right. You're unembarrassable.
Zero.
So
I gotta circle back. I gotta circle back to Bazeko's class and do a shout out to everyone that was in Bazeko's class a year, and also I'm gonna give Kegels credit with the best rebuttal of all time when I dined him out.
Yeah.
Says,
yeah,
as you didn't copy my homework, mine's right. The best rebuttal ever.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, real quick, Keach. I'm sorry. Before I this is like 9 times I try to say goodbye to you, but also tell Tony how fast I drank that 5th of Hennessy.
Oh, dude, it was 9 seconds at the most. I can't make this up. If I didn't see it with my own 2 eyes, wouldn't believe it. It sounds unbelievable. It was definitely 9 seconds or under.
I don't think you could have.
Oh, Billy Boy doesn't have a gag reflex. Did you tickle the bottle as it went down? Just a little.
Yeah. Oh my God. This is a family show. So.
Oh, it is? Oh,
yeah.
Whose family is listening to this crap?
The same amount of people that are actually listening. So, all right, Keach, we'll have you on for your Aaron Rodgers point, and be prepared to be guns blazing because I am going to. I really want to argue that with you, like in the worst way. So, I look forward to hearing that. You have amazing points that I disagree with, but can't say you're wrong. You were right about the whole NFC East last year, and it pissed me off to no end. So, but all right, man, thanks for coming on, and we'll talk to you.
All right, thanks, man, for having me on the show. See you guys.
See you, Keach.
Yep, later, buddy. Right. There you go. Keach is a legitimate crazy person. He's a little more reserved because I think it's first time on a podcast, and he was a little nervous, but I think he did a good job. And it's the most guests we've ever had. I think we had more guests than we've had listeners, so that's cool. So,
hey man, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, whatever. We're trying.
It is what it is.
All right, so real quick, we're going to transition to the NFL free agency, and since you guys got to geek out a little bit about since you guys got to geek out about Syracuse, I kind of want to geek out about the Giants.
Oh yeah, and blow that giant load. Just
I will. Yep. So
Homer Central, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, this is it. That's what Kenny Galladay's been singing, I'm sure. Honestly, Adoree Jackson probably should be singing that like at the top of his lungs, considering the fact he got way more money from the Giants than he would anybody else. Dave Gettleman is literally the Santa Claus of NFL contracts. Go ahead.
It's funny too, because just 5 days ago you call me, you're like, when are they going to make a move? Why are they sitting on their ass? And then they back up the Brinks truck and like, oh hey, here you go, guys, let's go. Here's all the Monopoly money.
Oh my God, dude, it's crazy because the last time this happened, where the Giants spent a lot of money on free agency, it was 2016, and that was ironically last year when they made the playoffs. So, but the year after that, they were terrible and they haven't been good since. But real quick, just looking at the Kenny Galladay, the Adoree Jackson contract. So it is signing bonus of $13.5 million, $26.5 million in guarantees. The first year total is $16 million, and the deal is worth up to $44.5 million with incentives. That is on a 3-year deal. So to put that so the Kenny Galladay contract, I want to say was, did I lose it? I must have lost it. $44 million. Hold on. God damn it. Anyway, Kenny Galladay got a lot of money. Yeah, I know. No, I clicked off of it, and then now I'm done.
4 years, $72 million, $17 million signing bonus.
Okay, and then I think 51.5 is guaranteed or something.
Let's see. It's got a potential out in 2024 for 3 years, $54 million. So yeah,
okay,
$4 million guaranteed. $28 million guaranteed at the signing. His signing bonus plus his 2021 salary plus $10 million of his 2022 salary. But like, people are going to talk about like, oh, you overpaid, or like, how is this going to work? Like, we're learning this offseason, money just doesn't matter. Like, the TV contracts are in, the salary cap is going to go sky high. Like, teams know it now. Like, spend now before guys are going to demand even more. As the market goes up, it doesn't matter if you're overpaying guys. What is the market value worth? And I think these are both good signings.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think also fans need to shut up about the salary cap because it's not your money. Like, why do you care so much?
Yes, thank you.
It's like, whose money? It's like you're spending the owner's money that is designated for a specific amount for the salary cap for the teams to do. So if you overpay for a player, why do you really care? Are you a contractologist? Clearly, like you just said, money doesn't matter in the NFL because they just make room. This is like, you know what? We're $60 million over the cap. Let's do this. And look at, now we have $20 million free. It's like, how do you do that?
Prints money. They're getting it from Fox, CBS, ESPN, NBC, ABC, Amazon. Like, they know it's coming in because they have a product that is in demand, a product that is DVR proof, a product that people want to see live. And you just don't have that anymore in television. Like, they can just demand, they can basically just write their number.
So, yeah, we're going to get more into that next week. And the reason I want to do it next week is I want to research about it. But I will tell you something I heard today that is absolutely a brilliant idea. So Amazon, the smartest company in the history of human beings, it's not Apple, it's not Google, it's Amazon. And I will tell you why. The 2-day shipping thing, obviously amazing, right? They make you pay a flat rate every year for streaming service, and actually, it's not a bad deal because they have good stuff. They might be the best streaming service, honestly.
Free shipping, streaming service, and what I think it's like $129 a year or something. Or
yeah,
$150
it's nothing. It's like worth it. It's like what? Even if it's $15 a month, who cares? It's nothing.
Dude, you'll pay $13 in shipping from an average distributor for one item once.
Yes.
Like Amazon, 100%. I'll order like 100 times a year, and I'm probably on the low end. My fiance is probably ordering 300 things right now. Who knows what's going on upstairs?
On Sunday, I ordered 6 things. I ordered a new rim for my hoop, a net, 2 basketballs, a cell phone case, a new cell phone plug because Apple had to change their goddamn chargers. But what Amazon is doing, and you're going to love this because I don't think you know this yet. Amazon is going to have a game on Black Friday.
Oh, no, I did hear about that.
Oh, okay, isn't that brilliant, dude? That's so smart. It's like,
everybody's going to be home. Everybody's going to watch.
Yes, it's so smart.
Everybody's off.
I'm telling you, I would give anything for them to get the Sunday ticket because I do not want to give another cent. I would much rather give. I feel more comfortable giving money to the biggest corporation on earth than I do DirecTV.
They're 100%. An evil corporation, granted, and I've listened. If anybody ever wants to get a deep dive into Amazon, Business Wars is an amazing podcast talking about their history.
Yes.
But like, I'd rather give my money to an evil corporation that gets stuff done that is super efficient and productive.
Yeah.
Like, I'm cool with that. Like, I get my stuff. Hey, yeah, okay. It's the most evil thing on the planet. It's slave labor for all their employees in the warehouse, and they make them pee in buckets. But hey, man, I get some cool stuff shipped in like a day and a half. Like, we have a distribution center being built like right up the road. Like, I might get it the same day. I might order in the morning, get it in the afternoon.
Okay, but my thing is, I do realize that the conditions could be better, and I do think they're actually going to pass the unions. So I think Amazon workers are unionizing, which is actually a good thing for them, for the workers. Obviously, yes, they do. They absolutely do. And I think I'm not normally a big fan of unions, but I think when you got a company that big that is kind of been that kind of crappy to their employees, I actually think it's a good idea. But the thing about Amazon, they employ 2 million people. There's 2 million people with a steady income every week, paying mortgages, paying rent, paying bills, paying taxes. So I understand.
Just in the Syracuse area, they're going to employ a few thousand people now. Drivers, people in the warehouse, shipping, office clerks. Like, I wish when you were in Syracuse a couple weekends ago, I drove you by just for the hell of it. This facility is freaking massive. Like, we went to Destiny USA together. You think they're building another Destiny with this thing. It looks like the freaking Starship.
It's crazy, dude, because the one in Buffalo, they took over this company, American Sales, and based on what you're telling me, that building is massive, but it actually might be smaller, one of the smaller distribution centers.
I don't know, man. They leveled an 18-hole golf course for this sucker. Like, it's nuts.
That's hilarious. Yeah,
that's a pretty decent golf course too. And I work across the street. I was pissed.
But that's a good thing because, like I said, you should shop local. You should absolutely patronize local places. But I think during the pandemic and a time like this, you absolutely need to create as many jobs as possible, get as many people spending money as possible. And I think, unfortunately, they're almost a necessary evil. And I'm a fan of their company, but like, I'm happy their workers got a union, but like, it's not all bad. We hired a guy where I work that drove for Amazon. He has nothing. I would say nothing but good things to say about him. I mean, but he was like, it wasn't so bad. Like he's not much of a complainer though. So maybe if I worked there, I'd be whining nonstop. But my dude at work doesn't complain a ton. But like,
it also depends too. Did he drive just delivering packages, or was like he a CDL?
Yeah, I think he did the van. I think he did the van.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, for someone like me with a Class A license, if I'm driving like doubles up and down the throughway, like, it's no touch freight. You're just bumping the dock. That's easy peasy. That's cake. But also too, DOT drivers, CDL drivers like myself, they're very strict about rules and guidelines and hours of service. So it's not like you can't really be slave labor because they keep track of that. New York State DOT. So it's much different.
Yeah, very much. And I think like the reason the NFL is in bed with Amazon, I think is paying $1 billion a year just for the Thursday night game. And they're actually saying Amazon is not necessarily making money on the NFL, but what Amazon is doing, what they've always done, is they're seeing 10, 15, 20 years into the future. Okay. So if the NFL stays as profitable, because I think these TV deals go to 2033. So so they're just looking down the line. It was like, you know what? Amazon has a channel. There's a channel, and are more people cut cords. I mean, I think it's exclusive too. It's not being shown on Fox and NFL Network. I think the Thursday games are just on Amazon Prime. And the thing I'll give Amazon
first year it's on Fox, and then after that it's exclusive to Amazon. Or it's like 2022, maybe 2023.
This is what we're going to talk more about it next week because we need to get our ducks in a row for this because it's all complicated and neither you and I aren't really good at really anything, but knowing the ins and outs of business as well is not really our but go ahead.
Oh, so I was going to say another big thing too with Amazon getting the NFL package. The main reason too why ESPN would have paid like $990 million a year for crappy Monday Night Football games, you also get the rights to the highlights, and that's a big thing too. And then Amazon can use that stuff to advertise their product as well. You know, you see an Amazon Alexa on the store shelf, and you got, let's just say you got Tom Brady throwing it to, I don't know, let's say Juju Smith-Schuster or something. Like, you just put up those stupid little cardboard cutout things like that. Just
right. No, you're 100% right. And I actually think the other thing that's that people don't realize too is like, you know, I think we get so used to certain things. Like, we cut the cord. We don't. I know you cut the cord years ago, but we cut the cord. Yeah. We don't have. We got rid of DirecTV about a month and a half ago. And my wife actually told me the other day. She was like, you know, I haven't even noticed. She was like, and she's somebody that not very tech savvy. She has no interest in technology or whatever. But honestly, she figured out YouTube TV in like, you know, a couple seconds. It's not difficult. And that's the thing. Like, accessing Amazon is way easier than trying to find the channel on DirecTV. You go to the Amazon Prime app, it's literally going to be right in your face. You can't not click on that thing. You're going to click on the thing by accident, even if you're not looking for an NFL game. So
it's even easier for me with like an Amazon Fire Stick. You just hit the talk part on the remote and tell it NFL football, and it just pops it up on your screen. Like, right. What do you want to watch? Okay, I want to watch The Sandlot. It will find whatever service you have and find The Sandlot and tell you if you have to pay for it or not.
Exactly, which is the best because the other thing I was going to say about Amazon Prime is Amazon Prime also has 4K, and what I realize is that not a lot of 4K channels out there, and that's really frustrating when you buy a 4K TV because you're like, oh, I'm going to watch the NFL in crystal clear perfectness, and then you get DirecTV, and they're like, oh, you got to pay $15 a month for the 4K box. I'm like, well, I don't need that, so I'm all set. But Amazon Prime, because it comes standard. It's 4K and it looks phenomenal. And
oh my god, those Fox games when they use those 4K cameras, like that is insane.
Gorgeous, dude. It's gorgeous.
It's like you literally feel like you're on the field. Like
it's clearer
it's almost too perfect. It's weird. It looks better than real life.
That's what I was gonna say. It's clearer than real life. Like, and it's like, how do you compete with that? Like, how do you compete with that if you're not willing to put up the kind of money that those companies do? Like, that's the thing with the I can compete with that if you're the NBA, excuse me. If you're MLB, I mean, MLB kills it regionally, but NBA, I mean, really, their players are snake. And this is the other point I wanted to bring up too, which is I want to get your take on this. NBA players seem like they're snake eating their own tail. They dismiss the media. They're kind of crappy about fans. Like, basically, like, I remember Kyrie was like, I just want to hoop. I just want to hoop. And I was like, okay, if you just wanted to hoop, why do you have a signature shoe? Why did you sign a $27 million contract? Why did you make a movie starring yourself dressed in a costume and then went and promoted it? Like, if you just want to hoop, then don't take the money, because part of the reason that the money exists for you to make $27.5 million a year is because of you and I's of the world that watch this stuff. We pay them with our time, and that time makes them money. And that is the thing the NFL knows better than everybody they know, because the NFL redid their offseason. It's like lull after the Super Bowl, boom, the combine, boom, free agency, then the draft, and then preseason, and then we're back onto the season. It's just, the NFL is so much smarter than the other leagues, and there's no way baseball and basketball, and even if you want to shoehorn hockey in there, they won't even get half of what the NFL got combined.
No, it's incredible. And then too, you talk about the NFL being year round. Just look at what the XFL and the CFL partnering up might do. Mm-hmm. They're, The Rock, don't count The Rock out of anything. If there's ever a more driven and more motivated guy and has business savvy, I haven't met him. And God, I wish I meet The Rock. First off, freaking hero. But he's driven to make the NFL or the XFL and the CFL a minor league system for the NFL, which they don't have. And that guy puts his mind to something, and 9 times out of 10, it happens. So we could see year-round football. It's very possible in the near future.
And I think the XFL was working before COVID last year. I mean, it really was.
It was getting huge, and it was on big networks. It was gaining steam. Like, it was the talk of Twitter. It was the talk of social media. The networks were picking up. It was doing good ratings. Like, of course, the pandemic had a hit and just killed it.
Yeah, it's just sort of unfortunate for all those people involved, but thankfully it was able to get revived. And The Rock paid like nothing for it. I want to say he paid like $15 million for just the league.
Yeah,
and I think partnering with the CFL and just having that kind of financial backing is actually excellent for it. So So yeah, I mean, I think though that pairing and them being a minor league system for the NFL can only ever help the NFL. I think you get more talent. I think you get developed talent, and it'll be interesting seeing what happens to the NCAA, who doesn't want to pay their players. I mean, you tweeted out the picture of the women's gym compared to the men's gym, and then the NCAA, they throw like 3 more weight benches in there and a treadmill, and then they're patting themselves on the back. It's
Dude, I have more weight equipment in my damn garage than the women had in March Madness. Did you see the next thing too on the court? How like they have this awesome, nice logo for March Madness, and then for the women, it just says like women's basketball in like plain letters, like no color, no background behind it, nothing.
That's like
it was like a 3rd grade art project. I'm like, come on, guys.
That's like the episode of The Office where Dwight and Jim threw a birthday party for Kelly, and it literally said on a white banner with black letters, "It is your birthday, period."
Yeah.
Like that's exactly what that looked like. Yes, I saw that. That was ridiculous
to me how stupid the NCAA is too. In a year where we've seen like so much stuff explode on social media and Twitter, how everybody's getting called out for stuff. And like you think like the women and the men from the same schools aren't going to talk to each other, and they're not going to figure this out together. They're not going to post a photo on social media. Like it's so absurd to me how the people in charge and quote unquote leaders just don't think ahead with this kind of stuff. And they're in charge of multi-million, billion-dollar industries. Like, what are we doing?
It's like they pretend nobody has like a camera in a video recorder in their pockets at all time. It's like, like you just said, how did they not anticipate that? Like, how did they think that was okay? That's the other thing that's crazy. Maybe they did anticipate it and was like, you know what? Good enough. Yeah. Our job here is done. It's like, that's even worse.
Yeah. Oh, then I like to claim too, we didn't have enough room for all the weight equipment. And then they pan behind and it's like a giant conference center.
Yeah.
It's like thousands of square feet. Like you could fit 3 basketball courts in there.
Right. Which is hilarious because like basketball teams are tiny. They're about 12 to 15 players.
Yeah.
6 coaches and
assistants, some trainers. Yeah. Maybe 30 people max.
It's unbelievable. But an NFL sideline is 100 people.
Like, and mind you, too, you're forcing these teams to stay locked up in hotels for weeks on end if they continue to advance, and you can't get them like some adequate stuff to use. And mind you, too, they're not being paid. They're not being compensated. And shut the hell up if you want to tell me that getting free room and board and a scholarship is equal payment for the billions of dollars that Turner and CBS are paying the NCAA for March Madness. Like, give me a freaking break. Like, make it happen. Make it work.
No, I couldn't agree more. And real quick, we're going to wrap up the show, though. And I just wanted to, we wanted to do this disclaimer at the beginning, but we're deciding that we're just going to do it at the end because we wanted to give Tony a lot of room to breathe with Syracuse, and he's really excited. But for the time being.
By the way, women play tonight, too, 9 o'clock against UConn in a few minutes.
I'm really hoping. And
Tiana's going to pull it off, man. We're going to shock the world.
I'm really hoping in 12 to 14 years, my daughter is playing in this tournament on that team. That'd be wonderful. But yeah.
And I'll be in there in a kilt to root around in the dome.
I do not doubt that for 1 second. But so real quick, we wanted to talk about, we wanted to tell you why we're not going to talk about Deshaun Watson. And it's pretty simple, really. Tony and I are 2 generic white guys. We are not in any place to talk about the allegations. We're not really like we're really not qualified to talk about it. I mean, him and I maybe have opinions on it, or maybe we don't. I don't, not 100% sure on where Tony lands with it, but for me, I just don't think it's our place to really talk about it. And I say generic white guys. I probably shouldn't throw race in there, but I'm just saying we're generic as hell. So again, it's not our place to talk about it. We're not qualified to talk about that. We don't know what happened. We just felt it was best just to stay away from that story. So that's what we're doing. We're staying away from it.
Yeah. I just want to see it play out and see what happens. And if everything comes to light and what he is accused of doing is true, then fry his ass.
Basically, because as much as I respected his game and liked him as a player back in the day, I said back in the day, as in like 2 weeks ago before this all happened, again, like you said, if this is true, off with him.
Hey, you do the crime, you do the time, man.
Obviously we don't know anything. It's all convoluted. It's very weird. It's very complicated. So that being said, I did a poll on Twitter. Who is going to win the NFC East? I'm doing one every day until we get to, and I'm gonna do them again before the season to see where they match up. Maybe I'll do it post free agency, post draft, and then in the preseason, between the preseason and the season. But as of right now, in the NFC East, most people believe that Washington is going to win the NFC East. The Eagles got no votes. The Giants and Cowboys, 18% of the vote.
I can live with that.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
For Philly.
Yeah, exactly. So that is the end of the show. I am very, very tired, so I apologize for my spottiness. I am an old man. But Tony is holding up I do love that, by the way, Sean said at the beginning of the show, he just kept saying the dome. He did not use the C word.
Yeah, we don't use the C word in Syracuse anymore. We don't call the mall by the C word, which I mentioned to you when you came out here because you don't want the police coming after you. We don't use the C word for our dome, or the stadium, as they sometimes call it now, and we don't use the C word for the mall. Okay, this C word is not a very good word. Women do not tend to like the C word, so we don't use it because we're a gentleman here in Syracuse.
So no Carrier Dome, no Carousel Mall. Got it. Okay. So that is Tony DeNicola at Cuse Waterboy. I am
Let's go, Orange.
At Under the Hoodies. Again, I apologize. I'm very tired, very punchy. I am scatterbrained to say the least. Tony came in with so much energy, and Tony literally sucked my energy by his energy. And now I just want to go to sleep even more. It's like Tony has all the Infinity Stones, and I'm over here like basically, passing out. So
I'm ready to watch the women's game and get up at 4:45, baby. Let's go. Let's go, Tiana.
All right, one word before I end it.
Cuse.